much because Wide insists that I should read my poetry rather than others. I love Rumi and Rilke. I went through the book of poems here, and a lot of the things I found I didn't read the last time because I think there were messages for me, like Hansel and Gretel's breadcrumbs. But some of those I'm going to read today. The words. The words are flowing again. The healing will come with the words. Thank you, David, for helping me to find the blank white pages again. I must remember when the words are not there, health is not there. When I am writing, I am healthy. When I am not, it is more than writer's block. When my hand is still, I have pushed my soul away. There are so many words. I'm exhilarated and overwhelmed. This goes with that over there. So many pieces to so many poems. The floodgates have opened, but if I drown, it will be a beautiful death. The last time the words flowed, frightened by the intensity, I refused the gift. This time, I will ride the waves. I don't ever want to stop the words again. I will not push away my soul again. Now I can see the beauty of the gift and the loneliness of life without words. Waylaid. These tears are not tears of gratitude, nor are they those of joy. These tears are the lament of my soul, mourning that I have misplaced myself again. Out among the many money fears, the illusions of success, the calls out of myself into the world of soul-forgotten bodies, grabbing at images, amazed at my brilliance, afraid of my spirit, reaching to master me, before I can master self and find my real name, before all that is left of me is scribbled pages and displaced dreams.
Little louder.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Let's hear those last lines.
Hmm?
Let's hear those last.
Oh, you want me to go back?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I mean the last line of your poem.
Yep.
Well,
The last lines of all your poems.
Oh,
And
okay.
I like the
I
last
got
line
it.
of that poem again.
Hmm?
It'd be nice to have that last line of that poem again.
Before all that is left of me is scribbled pages and displaced dreams. Got that? Got loud enough?
Yes.
Alrighty. So you guys don't know anything about things like frozen player flags, so you just have to sort of, and maybe some of you come from places like Michigan.
South Dakota.
Actually, this was in Seattle, and it's very unusual. Frozen return. Ice crystal buzz cut, like an old man's fine white hair, topped the lighted Christmas goose. Frozen prayer flags hung like stone tablets, their stiffness resisting my head's brush instead of their usual soft caress. All the yard's occupants stood frozen still like a scene from Narnia, wondering if the wind would whirl the prayers out or if they were frozen inside. I opened the door to see my cat's concern, evident on their faces, finally relieved at the fire tender's return. They accept my erratic absences as long as food bowls remain full, litter pans clean, and the fire tended. I felt a certain gratitude for my fire-making skills, mastered in Vermont, where such skills can spell success and their lack far worse than simple failure. I felt gratitude for the cold, for with it came clear nights and blue skies that are as unusual here as the cold. A fear I want to share. The heron had to fly away so two grown men could make noise and play. Their yellow toys sped across the sea. A seal too had to flee. What's the center of their pleasure? Noise and speed and other treasure unknown and unfelt by those like me who rather more the silent see. I know it is lost. They seem unaware the cost. As I watched them, fear touched me. If they are left to abuse the sea, ignorant of all it host, what may remain may be mere ghost of all that used to be when our children stand by the sea.
Yes, yes.
I had this whole thing planned around the poems I left home, so I'm trying to like improvise here. I'll go down to the New Times. There was a time, long forgotten now, when our words were shaped to fit visions of spirit, love, and soul's purpose. There was a time when we began our day in circles of joy and gratitude, when our language was inside our seeing and our visions were shared. Now is the time our tongues must fashion new words to fit ideas known then and those coming into being now. Now is the time for love and light to shape a shared dialect across all the tongues of the world. Now is the time of before and ever after. Whidbey Island is a very artistic community, and that's where I came from.
Which
and
island?
Whidbey Island, it's north and west of Seattle. It's a very tiny island, has a lot of artists in it. And it's a great place for kids, and the group up there that does plays did this wonderful play that the kids acted in. This I wrote afterwards. Out of the box. You can't, they say. It's not the way. The way is clear. It's paved in fear and locked in place by rules for souls of face. You are who you are, not what they say. Follow your star. Your heart knows the way. And perhaps, before long, when they hear your song, when they hear you sing, they'll remember their song, and their soul will take wing.
Oh, yeah.
It's odd bouncing all over the place. That's right. So my brother was sick, and I was trying to get him to do healthy things. It really wasn't his way. To JC, I have plans for our old age together. You'll hold my hand at the beach like Mom's old picture of us. We'll be old farts in Paris, laughing hysterically as we leave some posh restaurant in an uproar. Playing pétanque with the old man in the Tuileries, sipping espresso in the sidewalk cafe near the Hotel de Ville. Taking a walk around the small lake where the children push their boats with sticks and the time seems eternal. You left home too early. Don't leave me again too early. Do whatever those French doctors say. Do whatever you need to do to live long and happy. You owe me that.
Ooh. Yeah.
Time of your life. Time is slipping away. You can feel it. Not the time of seconds and minutes, the time of your life. There is a part of you that knows this time. It began with your first breath and it will end with your last. Your soul lives in this time. Ignoring it gets more difficult with age. The trick to this life is in keeping the soul's time while living in the body among the clocks of hours and days. Illness can be a portal to that time zone. Awareness and joy thrive there, and who you really are lives there, and it's just a few life changes away. Forgive and forget. Rumi's whispered warning, don't go back to sleep, rumbled through my morning, resurrecting from the deep. A thought, more like a hope, that this could be the day I forgive and forget. I would gladly forgive for the gift of forgetting. But forgiveness is not an act of bargaining. Forgiveness is an act of love. I would gladly forgive so that I might forget. Maybe today will be the day my heart can forgive you. forgiven because actually I can forget now. Wisdom. The older you get, the more you realize how very wise you were when you were too young to understand ideas like right and wrong, should and must, you and me, and different.
Again, please.
What was the last
A little louder.
The older you get, the more you realize how very wise you were when you were too young to understand ideas like right and wrong, should and must, you and me, and different.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. That's different.
I have strange cats, but they're not really strange to me. I suppose it's because I'm so strange that they end up with me. The hiss. A noise annoyed the cat, who flattened his ears so they pointed back. He looked through the door. He could leave if he cared. Then he turned round and he stared. He stared as if staring could make it stop, as he knew it should. He stared and he stared. Then he curled his lip. Surely nothing could miss that obvious tip. But the noise kept on noising, kept on binging and banging, kept on whining and whirling, kept on clinking and clanging. The cat arched his back, drew in a breath, then he let a hiss that would have frightened death. It hurled round the room like a sonic boom. When it was complete, all was silent, except the padding of feet while he neatly needed a place to sleep, assured in the belief, which most cats hold, that all will do your bidding if properly told. I don't usually write to request. I even have a hard time when you go to things where they say, oh, take these phrases and do that. I even wrote a poem about how crazy it was to write something if you weren't moved and everything else. But sometimes, and I was asked to write this one, the cosmic yes. What I was given is, why don't I hear bells or see a guiding light? How do I know this path is right? It's clarity you seek and faith you need to find. Each act of love is an act divine. Each day, so many gifts, all you need. Slow down to simple speed, and then you'll hear the bells and the laughter of a friend. You'll see the light in a smile returned. Find the gifts in a lesson learned. The yes you seek is in your breath. Breathe deep and feel the yes. How much more time?
You have 6 minutes.
I'm going to start improvising for you. Well, you know what? I'm going to read this because you weren't here when I read it.
Good.
Remembering. I don't remember the first time I was aware of the cold, aware of the dark. There for so long, numbness was all there was. Hope was what others had. And I thought I was happy. Remembering was so difficult. If breathing took remembering, I would have been dead. I was dead. The mere hint of freedom sent fear coursing through me. The best captive is the one who ignores the open door. They had 100 reasons why I should stay, and I knew 1,000 more. A small voice whispered, "You are worth more." Hungry, I listened, unbelieving, unsure. I was so strong and they so weak, obvious my duty to carry them all. The more I carried, the heavier they leaned, and the world grew dark and the voice fell silent. One day I knew that all my caring weakened them all the more. Letting go, I walked through that open door. Letting go of everything I had become to become everything I was. I was so light I could do anything, maybe even fly. Free of their darkness, I gathered round me kind and loving friends. Saw all that could be. Another rested next to me, leaned on me, then another and another. With vision I denied, the voice inside screamed in terror, fell silent in the dark. I did not recognize the place, but it was the same dark place. Even though death freed me, I lay stone still under the cold weight of the living dead. Hearing my dreams, friends told them to me. Hearing, remembering, my wings caught wind like a kite lifted free. Now that I could fly, surely I could carry this one. He wasn't very heavy. His darkness could not touch me. The voice used my voice. I called him by another's name. It was his name. I did not listen. It grew dark again. Sometimes I have to write what I need to hear the voice, find the truth in the words. Sometimes dark and numb, I cannot hold the pen. The voice was quiet. Then I read the voice of another, heard mine and its echo, hearing the voice, my voice and his voice, remembering love is being who you are, all of who you are, and loving all of yourself, even when you are not who they said you should be. The book is in sections, and Raven women. Go read this. So I'm a Libra, and in the world of Libra and this culture, they have a lot of information about trying to balance and things. But I was in a place where a lot of American Indian things were, and they have a sort of the same look but different. And I came out, and I learned from this when I'd never learned from the other Raven woman of the butterfly clan. Yes, yes, they nodded their heads, smiled and agreed when Raven's moon was red. That's you beyond a doubt. The trickster, the negotiator, jumping about, flying from one to the other extreme, searching, searching in recursive routine, searching for the balance of darkness and light, for the balance between walking and flight, between left and right. And there in the wisdom of long, long ago lay the key to it all. Stand, 1 foot on each side, and stop trying to fall. Lots of times I ask myself, is this one of these things where I'm jumping too far? So one of the places, this is Gift of Grace, and it's, well, there's a poem from Rumi that actually came later, but they sort of go together. Gift of Grace. Sometimes we are a gift given by someone. Sometimes we do not see the lessons or opportunities before us. Sometimes we are the lesson, and other times the learner. No matter, for each is within the other. The importance lies in seeing and in doing and in learning within the seeing and being part of the general exchange. This is Rumi. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray my soul to take into your wakefulness so that I may remember that grace comes to forgive and forgive again.
Thank you.
So the last, one of the sections in it is prayer, and like probably many people, I gave that up somewhere along the line of my Catholic upbringing. But as I said in a poem I read a long time ago, that I sort of picked up some of the stuff again when I realized the rumors of God's death were greatly exaggerated. And this is called Day's Greeting. I rise this day with the grace of the ever-changing sky, the grace of the ever-loving, all-nourishing earth, and the grace of the life-giving, mystery-keeping sea. May I walk this day in beauty, with an aware mind, open heart, clear intent. May I step well and wisely on my path, always remembering to listen to the voice within, always remembering to love and honor myself. May I and all my loved ones be free from harm and injury and heal our illnesses. May I be present in all I say and do. May all the children of this world know only love this day. May love grow stronger in the hearts of all beings, growing the most where it is now the least. May at least one thing I do be for the betterment of all beings. And may all find their enlightened way.
Oh,